Hi, I'm Amit Kumar Bose, a faculty of Sociology optional, International Relations, Indian Society, and Internal Security for last quite a few years. Here, I would like to introduce in front of you Sociology as an optional. You must have heard about sociology from different sources. I would like to point out only a few aspects of them and then would raise one topic to elaborate how easy the subject is. First of all, sociology is one subject about which we all know something or the other. Why? Because we are born within the subject matter of sociology, the society. Yes, the subject deals with the day-to-day issues we keep on facing. It presents different facets of what we already know and something additional about those regular mundane things of life, but in an interesting way. And it is because of this, it is easily understandable for us. Secondly, sociology has perhaps one of the smallest syllabuses. With a vast ocean like GS on one hand, sociology can be a blessing for candidates appearing in civil services examination. It is also dynamic. Sociology focuses on the recent developments, especially the approach of UPSC in respect to sociology is completely applied. And this is how it helps. Well, the current affairs you would prepare for general studies would also be helpful here or vice versa. The subject also helps in preparing for sections like Indian Society of GS Men's Paper 1, Social Justice of GS Men's Paper 2, Essay, etc. And thereby reduces the load of a candidate. Simultaneously, it is relatively much easier to score marks with this subject. One can at ease expect to score more than 260 plus with this optional if they can represent themselves properly. Hence, we can say that this subject can be truly beneficial in cracking this examination. As for our approach, we would approach a subject in a mode of storytelling. Our understanding is that this subject requires understanding and not mugging. Hence, I would be elaborating various aspects of the subject like a story and would expect you to listen to the stories and understand them. People also say that sociology requires to remember a lot of names, names of thinkers and all, right? Well, even history requires to remember names, names of kings and important personalities. Geography requires remembering names of different places. By the way, uh, people don't have to mug these names in sociology, I must say. One may, or so many number of times, will come across these names that in any way they're going to be in your mind. It is here that I would like to take up the topic for discussion. The topic we have chosen for discussion is establishment of sociology as a discipline, right? Let's see. Well, this is around 1800s. Already two major revolutions have taken place. In 1774, uh, on the issue of representation in the parliament, revolution started in USA, which would ultimately lead to independence of USA from the British Empire in 1776. It is this US War of Independence, or in this particular US War of Independence, that two new ideas would come into being. One, the idea of liberty, and two, republic. Where no despot, but the people are the owner of the country, and they choose who rule them for their own benefit. During US War of Independence, the French participated against the British. The French soldiers who participated in this movement got exposed to these two new ideologies and were influenced by them. They would carry these ideologies back to their country. Whereas in France, Louis XVI was in power. He was an indifferent ruler, insolent at times. And equally indifferent was his queen rather. Result, political power concentrated in the hands of the prime minister. And the prime minister was no other than the religious head of France, the cardinal. Result, both theological as well as political power concentrated in the hands of one man, and he became as powerful as one can be. Just imagine the most infamous jail in France became the personal jail of the cardinal. What more do you expect? While this was the political condition, economically as well, France was in a very bad shape. It is in this backdrop that the French soldiers returned with those two new ideologies of liberty and republic. This would lead to rise in revolutionary tendency in France and would erupt as the Revolution of 1789. Okay. The French Revolution in turn would give rise to two new ideas. Idea number one, right to ask questions, and idea number two, separation of state from religion or secularism. It is the first idea which would fuel a new trend in the form of Renaissance or Enlightenment. Renaissance in turn would fuel a new fire of rationalism and scientific temper. This again would become the root for industrial revolution. Hereby we could see how one revolution or upheaval would lead to the other. It was practically chaos and lawlessness everywhere. It is in this backdrop that different thinkers and philosophers got down to the task of delineating different ways for restoring normalcy back in the society. One of these philosophers was Saint-Simon. Saint-Simon was of the idea that the problem everyone is out to solve is outrightly social. So, to find a way out, people should study society at first. A disciple of Saint-Simon by the name Auguste Comte would subscribe to this idea and would try to establish a discipline to study society. Originally, the wish of Auguste Comte was to name it social physics, as he was trying to establish this new discipline in the line of natural sciences. However, the term was used by a Belgian mathematician by the name Adolphe Quetelet in one of his essays, actually. Okay, result, Auguste Comte would have to settle for a fusion name of sociology. Socius or socio, the Latin term, logi or knowledge, the Greek term. Okay, Auguste Comte was primarily from the discipline of philosophy. Hence, he would say that philosophy is the mother of all sciences, natural and social. On the other hand, these two, that is natural and social sciences, they are complementary fields of study. By the way, on the other hand, Comte in his hierarchy of sciences would rank various fields of sciences and would put mathematics and sociology on two extremes. According to Auguste Comte, sociology is a field of sciences and is lying at a higher plane than even biology. In his opinion, different fields of sciences are at different levels. At the lowest possible, or you may say the basic level, is mathematics. Above that is physics. Above physics is chemistry. Above chemistry is biology. And above biology is sociology. It is from this understanding of Auguste Comte that it started the theoretical approach called positivism, where people try to look at and establish sociology as a field of science. Right? Comte was also of the opinion that every society passes through three stages. These are theological, metaphysical, and positivistic. Comte says that while in the theological stage, people in the society try to attribute everything to supernatural, in metaphysical stage, they become philosophical. It is only in positivistic stage that they try to understand rational scientific reasons behind any phenomena. However, in every society, or rather every society in the opinion of Comte must go through these three stages. Here we may say that Comte was somewhat a follower of evolutionist theory. But the one to concretely introduce evolutionism in sociology would be Herbert Spencer, a British sociologist. Right? Spencer was contemporary to Charles Darwin. In fact, many attribute the phrase, that we use, survival of the fittest, not to Darwin, but to Spencer. Now, let's not get into that debate. Spencer would establish the principles of evolutionism in sociology strongly. Spencer would also give us the organic analogy or organic analogy, or comparing society and its different parts with the body of an organism and different organs within, respectively. Closely following the foothills of Comte and Spencer was another French sociologist, or French philosopher, I would say originally, by the name Émile Durkheim. It is Durkheim who would establish sociology as a full-fledged discipline by providing it a subject matter. According to Durkheim, the subject matter of sociology was social fact. Now, what is that? Social fact, just like any other natural object, is a thing. It cannot be seen or touched, but its influence can be felt. Its influence on the people is nearly coercive. It makes people obey it. It remains outside the human body and nearly consistently exists in the society and thereby provides continuity to the society. It is more like a force from outside on everybody in the society and is unavoidable, right? Now, that's all about this topic, that is establishment of sociology as a subject of study. You've listened till now. Whether you think the subject is easily approachable or not, that's on you. Let me know, right? I'll be waiting for your answer. Well, this camera is actually not on a stable podium, but I wish to be excused, right? That's all, guys. Thank you. Thank you.